This is how fast.
Looking faster.
Thank you for the follow, Turkey Fingers on Drugs. Appreciate it. All right, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Charles Elroy, and today we have a Hextech Championship match for you. We've got NSG Ragnarok against Altera Abyss. NSG is going to be on the side of blue, Altera is going to be on the side of red, and this pick ban phase is going underway as we speak. Zig's going to come out as the first ban. Solid ban from the side of NSG, and Vladimir going to get banned out. I've seen him being played a little bit more recently, so interesting to see the bans coming out there. Twisted Fate, nobody wants to have that pop up apparently. And we're going to also see Samara hovered and taken out of this game. So far, I'm liking the bans that I'm seeing right now. Zenzao, a super strong jungler, going to take him out real quickly and go ahead and get this underway. Last ban going to come out from Altera here. And this has probably been the longest ban that we've seen in the in the game so far. They're going to take their time, make sure it's the right one. We'll see what they decide to go with here. And it's going to be Diana, another strong jungler, going to go ahead and get taken out of this game. That makes sense. All right, and Karma's going to get locked in for the B1 pick. I like the Karma lock-in. Can be flexed in the support role, or we could see her go into a solo lane. Karma is really strong right now. Huge team fight potential. And we're going to see Tom Kench get locked in as a first pick for the side of red. Since Tom's rework, he's been a really strong top laner, so I like what we're seeing on the side of both of these teams. Altera are going to go with their R2 pick here in just a moment, and we'll see what they decide to lock in to pair with the Tom Kench. Going to take it down to the wire here. And Volley Bear. I like it. So far, they got a nice little front line tanky team. It's going to be NSG Ragnarok here with their second B2 pick here. We'll see what they decide to lock in. Seraphine. So it does look like they might be putting Karma into a separate lane, or they might do an interesting little Seraphine Karma bot lane. Let's see what they decide to do with their picks here, as they're going to have their third and final pick of this first half of the phase. And we got people already cheering for Altera Abyss. That's right, Turkey Fingers on Drugs. I want to hear you shout out for Altera. And Gwen's going to get locked in. So top laner to go into Tom Kench. Gwen is very strong, especially ramps up and gets her Riftmaker. She becomes a very real threat. We're going to see the final pick coming in for this first half of the phase from Altera. They have the R3 pick hovering right now. And only a couple seconds left. They're going to hover the Graves and lock it in. Graves has been going more into the mid and top lane than we've seen him in the jungle. What's up, Nikushimi? How you doing, baby? Welcome back. Graves has been really strong lately. If you ask Nico, he got to see her. Niku, he got to see her in. He got to see Graves in a game last night here in NA. So I like what we're seeing here. Nautilus going to go ahead and get banned out, along with the Olaf. Kog'Maw, okay. Nobody wants to go up into a Kog'Maw. I don't blame you there. And the final ban going to come through from NSG Ragnarok. Is that what your bet in the bot lane is? And Tristan is going to get taken out as well. Good pick there. R4 going to go ahead and come up now as Altera is going to pick their first pick of the second phase here. It looks like they've got a jungler, a top laner, and possibly a mid laner. So I expect to see the bot lane duo locked in here. All right, Ashe, the first set of the bot lane duo here. Ashe is pretty strong right now. Lots of poke, good ult, global ult. I like what we're seeing right now. This could be a very fun match. I think it would be interesting to see the Seraphine and Karma in the bot lane together, and that may be what we're looking at here. So let's go ahead and let the side of NSG Ragnarok go ahead and pick out their last two here. Looks like it's probably going to be a jungler and maybe a mid laner. I don't know. Viego gets hovered. And he does get locked in. Viego, very likely going to be our jungler for the side of NSG Ragnarok. And the set gets locked in. Set can be flexed in a support or a solo lane as well, so I'm interested to see where they decide to put some of these picks in here. We've got the last pick coming through for Altera Abyss. It's likely going to be a support role that we see picked here. And it is going to be Leona. I love the Leona-Ashe combo. I think that's very strong lane. Their ults work really well together. So I like what we're seeing here. Give us a moment. We're going to go ahead and get loaded into the client draft. We'll be able to see where everybody comes through. Turkey Fingers on Drugs. Nothing against Abyss. You were rooting for Abyss. What's going on? Nothing against Abyss what? And just a couple more moments while we wait for everybody to load in. Looking at the lanes, we've got Gwen into Tom Kench. We've got Viego into Volibear. We've got... I can only assume it's going to be... I have to imagine that's going to be a Karma into the mid lane into Graves, and then we're going to have a set Seraphine in the bot lane. I could be wrong there. Just let me know what you think is going to happen with these picks, but that's what my guess is. And then on the other side, we're going to have Tom, Volley, Graves, Ashe, and Leona, literally just as they picked it in that order. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the draft. If you're watching the game right now, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Charles Elroy. We've got NSG Ragnarok against Altera Abyss. NSG's on blue. Altera's on red. The picks are as follows. Karma, Seraphine, Gwen, Viego, and Set into Tom Kench, Volley, Graves, Ashe, and Leona. Let me know what you think this is going to turn out to be. Is it going to be a slaughter fest for anybody? Or do you think there's going to be a fun match here? Let me know what you're looking at in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Meanwhile, we're going to get loaded in real quickly to the client so we can see where all these folks are going to end up going. All right, and we've got people saying Ragnarok, Abyss. I like the picks here, going back and forth. An active chat today. Thank you very much, everybody.
I'm absolutely livid.
The bands are getting locked in now that we saw earlier, and we'll see where they decide to put everybody. I'm excited. I think that we've got a good match here. I won't lie. I do want to give it a little bit to Abyss. They do have a little bit more front-to-back team fighting. Strong front line there with 3 big tanks walking up. Tom, Volley, and Leona. Letting Ash and Graves just do their thing. I wish they had... I know Volley scales into AP, so I'm not going to say too much there, but I wish they had a little bit more AP on that side. Here we go, coming in with the picks in order. We're going to see Gwen into Tom Kench. Nothing surprising there. Very likely going to see the Volley get locked in here. And that's going to go into Viego, I imagine. Now, this should be the Karma pick unless I'm absolutely crazy. I'm absolutely crazy. It's going to be set. Awesome. So we are going to get to see Karma, Seraphine bot lane. I love that. Nikushimi was absolutely correct. It is going to be Seraphine, Karma, and the bot lane. Set going to get rolled over to mid here. He's going to be going into Graves. I want to know how that matchup's going to go. Graves, obviously a ranged champion. Set melee. Set does have some good gap closing, though, as well as some CC that comes out of his kit, so he can trade pretty well. I want to see how they decide to execute on that in the lane. That's what it looks like it's going to be, the Karma Seraphine bot lane. So I'm excited for it.
Let me get in there.
Hey, set one tricks have a place in this world. Apparently it's at the top. Ash going to get locked in. Seraphine, Karma, and then we're going to round it out with Leona. All right, everybody, and this is going to be the game we get to watch for the first game of the series. This is a 2-game series, NSG Ragnarok on the side of blue, Altera Abyss on the side of red. This is presented by Hextech Championships. Thank you very much to Hextech Championships for allowing me to stream and cast the game. They're a great organization. Go look them up on social media if you're not already doing it. And as we get into this game, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button. I host games like this every day of the week, and I'd love to have you here. It's a good, active, fun place to be. But let's take a look at the lanes and talk about it a little bit real fast. Gwen into Tom Kench. Tom, since the rework, has been really, really strong. That being said, Gwen becomes a huge threat no matter what you do. So I think Tom will have a little bit of even lane in the early game, and then afterwards it's going to start to slowly go over to the side of Gwen. But I've been wrong before. Viego and Volibear. Viego is very strong right now. Volibear is also in meta, so I want to see how this lane plays out. I think it's going to depend on where they decide to roam and where they put the pressure. If they run into each other, though, who knows what could happen. Viego's got a lot in his kit, but so does Volibear. Set and Graves. I think Graves is going to have an easier time there. I could be wrong, but I don't know that Set's going to have the easiest time in lane into a Graves. If you guys think I'm wrong, tell me how you think that matchup goes. But that's just what I'm seeing. And then Seraphine Karma into Ash Leona. Seraphine Karma can offer a lot of poke in lane. That being said, Ash and Leona are a duo not to be trifled with, as they have a lot of CC in their kit and can lock people down. Laura's saying he thinks Set's going to have a bad time as well. Yeah, it's melee into ranged in the mid lane. I like having the Set. He rounds out the comp with a little bit of tankiness. He's got great backline access. But anything can happen. You're absolutely correct. It's execution. Maybe the Graves doesn't do well. Maybe the Viego comes down, helps get a gank, and that's just going to set up for more success. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I do think that that mid lane is going to be a little rough for Set without the assistance of the Viego. Seraphine and Karma, though, are going to offer a hell of a lot of poke down here to the Ashe and Leona. I think they're definitely going to be in a position where they can poke this group out. Leona will get tanky. Ashe can keep a good distance, but I think that there's just going to be so much coming out of the side of Karma Seraphine. So I want to see how that goes. I think it's going to be really, really tough for Ashe and Leona to step up. Now, if Leona can catch on to somebody, if she can EQ into somebody and lock him down for a moment, and then have Ashe just tear through him, they've got a chance. But you've also got to remember, you've got shields, heals, movement speed buffs, all coming out of the side of NSG from that bot lane. So they're going to have some escape routes coming out real fast. And everybody, we've got one more minute to get loaded up. Again, my thanks to Hextech's Championship, NSG Ragnarok, and Altera Abyss. We're going to go ahead and get loaded up into the game here shortly, so please stay tuned as we get this first game underway. Blister, welcome to the cast. I thought you were on vacation. All right, and this game is going to go ahead and get loaded up. Everybody say hi to Blister. He has graced us with his presence. He is the one running the Hextech Championship. He's on vacation, so he is also taking a little time out of his relaxing schedule to come and say hi to us. We appreciate that. All right, we've got no flash on the Gwen. That makes sense. Teleport on everybody but Graves. We've got 2 Ignites on Gwen and Graves. And then we've got in the bot lane, Cleanse coming out for Seraphine. Smart choice. Exhaust on the Ashe. Ignite on Leona and Exhaust on the Karma. So I kind of like what we're seeing here. Very smart champion, very smart summoner spells coming out of both sides of the teams. A lot of CC coming out of this bot lane duo, so Seraphine's going to be prepared for that. Meanwhile, we've got the Exhaust coming out in case Leona decides to make a dive in. My bad. Good call out. Sorry about that. I will fix it. And we've got everything pulled up as these teams decide to load on to the Rift. And we've already got a pause. Bear with us as we get everything sorted out here real quickly. After this pause, there will be a small freeze in the game as it goes ahead and loads up again. So I appreciate your patience as we go ahead and get everything sorted out here. I love to see the hype. Let them hear it. Again, please bear with us as we go ahead and get this sorted out. I am going to go ahead and fix that real quickly for you so it'll say Ragnarok, not Ragnarok. Take a piss to support Abyss. That has got to be the best team chant I've ever heard. And we should be getting loaded back into the game as all the settings have been fixed by everybody in the game, and we're going to get started here in just a moment. And we've got pings left and right coming from the top side of red that they might want to make a play there, as well as the bot side. We'll see what they decide to do. We've got Chilling Smite on Volibear, challenging Smite over on Viego. Everything else is going to look pretty good from what we're seeing here. And we're going to have a pretty standard 5-point out across the map. Red going to do the 4-point. I like the double stack on the bot side just in case something crazy goes down. Alright, neither team going to be doing too much. Again, remember, we want to see how this set goes into the Graves in the mid lane. We also want to see what happens with the bot lane. I think that'll be very fun to see the Seraphine Karma play out into the Leona Ashe. Alright, and both of our junglers going to be starting in the bot side. We've got the duos already rotating over to lane, and waves crashing in the mid. And here's a little bit of poke coming on to give me damage. Nejlika trying to sustain through, but this Tahm Kench is going to play pretty aggressive here. Meanwhile, we can already see in the mid lane that Graves is pushing the set in pretty heavily. CS relatively equal though, so not too bad of a setup. He does miss the pull there, so that's no fun for him, and he's getting poked out pretty heavily. Hard to step up and get his CS as he just continues to take auto after auto. Right now, nothing too crazy going on though. Tahm Kench up a little bit in his CS, but he is crashing a wave in, and so Gwen is going to be able to pick most of that up. Gimme damage takes a little poke from Nejlika, but not too scared of it. Meanwhile, Raperlo, is that right? Raperlo Gamer is going to go ahead and get pretty heavily poked out by Small Woofer. That is a solid stun coming through. Good poke out of the Seraphine. Really well played. Awesome shot there. Let's see how they decide to play the rest of it, as they're still tied in CS right now, so that's going okay for them. And that's going to be another solid slow coming out of the side of Seraphine. She's hitting her skill shots left and right. Alright, and this Graves up a solid wave now over the set as the rest of it crashes in. He's going to go ahead and back here. And Gwen trying to be aggressive. Some poke coming out of the Karma. And that is not going to connect with anybody, but it's going to give them a little bit of pressure. And they've got a pretty decent freeze here, overextending the Ashe and the Leona down in that bot side wave. Viego looks like he's going to come in and make something happen. Leona goes for the E. It doesn't connect, but she's going to be out of position here. The flash comes through. The root still lands. A lot of poke coming down. She's going to manage to get out of there, and we will take a double flash from the side of Altera Abyss as NSG Ragnarok go ahead and force a great play in the bottom. We've still got the Frog up top doing his thing, and there is going to be, yeah, that's about it. Right now, everything's still relatively equal, about 300 gold up to the favor of Altera Abyss, as they've got a little bit of a CS lead across the board, but nothing too crazy going on. In the chat, let me know how you think this set into the Graves is doing. Did you think he was going to do better than this? Are you expecting him to continue this pace? Or will it get weirder as Graves scales up a bit? Let me know your thoughts. Gimme damage comes in for the knock-up. It does not connect, but he is still able to get the pressure off of Nejlika. We got calls out that Woofer got this. Now we see that the side of Altera Abyss is going to go ahead and get the dragon, but that's going to be Adam Smashers getting blast coned in, and he'll get killed. First blood going to go over to Volibear. Beautiful play from Small Wolfer to go ahead and hit that blast cone, knock over Viego, make him blow a flash, and then he gets killed. I agree. If Graves can keep this pace up, it will be hard. But now we see that Set has taken almost an entire wave CS lead, and he's going to get his first back in right now. Coming back with his Iron Spike, Whip, and some boots. Meanwhile, these top laners continuing just to go ahead and work things out. Neither one's back so far. Tom Kench is up a solid 10 CS. Gwen going to try and catch as much of this as she can, but she can only do so much before she just gets taken. That's going to be the flash. That's going to be the kill. And Gimme Damage is going to say, give me the kill, as he locks up a solo kill on Nejlika. Very solid play coming out of the Tom Kench top side as he is able to both flash and get the kill. Excuse me. As he's able to flash and get the kill onto Nejlika. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that looked like it landed. Probably should have stopped the back, but hey, who cares? Graves got his Dirk, going to come on back to lane. Everybody saying, huge play. I love it. And again, look at the Seraphine out CSing really, really well. Doing a great job, but you've got kills going over the side of Altera Abyss. There's the Eat. Teleport coming in. He's going to spit it out. Volibear's in the area. It's a 2v2. Who's going to win this fight? Set ult locks down. Gimme Damage, and Raperlo Gamer's going to get a kill. That's going to be a 2-for-0 in the top lane. As it will be... Oh, Nejlika going to fall there. So Nejlika able to get the kill on Heinz 42, but then is going to fall herself, so it ends up being a 1-for-2 trade. Now we see Karma taking some damage. Good CC coming out of that Leona there. Trying to follow up and get Seraphine here, but I don't think anything's going to come of it. Great plays across this map. Beautiful teleport coming in from Set to lock down that kill and give some support over to the side of Nejlika. They're able to get a double kill over there. That's going to be Small Wolfer locking up Adam Smasher as he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And this Graves is now 1-0-1. The Volibear 2-1-0. We've got several kills over to the side of Altera Abyss. And this game does feel like it is getting away from NSG Ragnarok just a little bit. There's about a 1,500 gold difference at this point. Nothing too crazy, but it is going to feel noticeable. The knockup comes through onto Nejlika from Gimme Damage. Auto's coming through. This anti-CC going to happen, but that's going to be the lick, the stun, and she's already poked out. She can't do too much more. She may have to back. Teleport's burned for her. Meanwhile, Reaperlo Gamer going to get caught out here. It's a 3v1, and he's going to get locked up. Heinz 42 securing the kill. Beautiful roam out of Meliodas. Ouchie is right. When it's 3v1, it doesn't matter if you're a Set or not. You're going to go down swinging. Some turret shots coming on to Gimme Damage. Going to try and follow it up. You've got Adam Smasher in the area. They're going to get this kill. He goes ahead and hops out of there trying to run away. Gets the slit. It's not going to connect. They're going to have to back out. He's going to try and get the stun. He does connect it, but nothing will come of it. Oofer for the Woofer. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a hell of a game on our hands. 2,000 gold in favor of Altera Abyss. Beautiful roam up from Adam Smasher, but that is going to be the outplay from Gimme Damage as he's able to get away. But we've still got a relatively even game in the mid lane. That's what I like to see. Only down 5 CS and an assist from this set. Doing a great job of staying alive and staying relevant in this game. The ult's going to come through from Ashe. There goes the ult from Leona. Tortorelli is going to get burst down. Flash just to get away. This is going to be Seraphine with the re-engage now. Trying to get some poke down. Ashe finding herself very low. Unknown winnable. Trying to be alive. Oh, she's going to take even more damage now. Meliodas likely going to get stunned here. Seraphine, flash. She's trying to lock up the kill on Ashe. Nothing's going to come through. Meliodas getting some damage now. You've got Adam Smasher in the area. You've also got the Volibear. Heinz going to lock up the kill on Karma. Adam Smasher flashing in, trying to get unknown winnable down, but he's going to get burst down himself. They're not going to be able to lock up the kill on the Ashe. Serahdot trying to do it. She can't lock it up, and it's going to be a 3-for-0 kill in the bot lane in favor of Altera. Set ult comes through. That's going to be the turret shot, and it's going to be Graves getting traded over to the set. We've got a game going back and forth with these kills. You love to see it. Meanwhile, the side of Altera Abyss getting this Ocean Drake started up and working down as they want to secure their second Drake of the game. We're going to get to see a Mountain Soul on this map, though, so get ready for it. That is the last thing you want to see on a Kinch, Volibear, and a Leona is just even more shielding. And what a great play that was across the map. The bot lane, wonderful fight. I thought for sure Ashe was going to fall there. They were able to hit the stun on the Meliodas, but Adam Smasher and Heinz roam down, and it turns into a 3v3, and then it turns into a OV3, as all three members of the area from the side of NSG Ragnarok get taken out. And apparently this is their game chant. I'll go ahead and get on it too. Take a piss for Abyss. Take a piss to support Abyss. My bad. Ragnarok, do you have a cool chant? I'll say it out loud. If anybody's a Ragnarok fan, make one up. Let's get it going. Tom Kinch wanting to chase down. I'm going to go ahead and back off. Clear out the vision and just get back to it. Let's do a quick state of the map check-in real quickly, see where this gold lies. We've got Tom Kinch up a cool 1,000 or so. We've got this Volibear up about 2,000. And the Graves is up about 400. Meanwhile, about a 500 difference over to the Ashe and about a 800 difference over to the Leona. Graves having to dash away just to stay alive there. A small woofer wants to engage onto the set here, and Najlika going to come through, put some damage on Small Wolfer. They might be able to get the poke out. There's Heinz 42, though. He could turn this thing around. The ult comes out of set. It's going to be Graves that falls. Turret shots on Raperlo Gamer, and they are going to get a 1-for-0 trade in favor of NSG Ragnarok. And we've got a fight breaking down. The ult comes out of Volibear. They are able to lock up the kill on to Adam Smasher, and it's a 1-for-1 trade across the map. The root coming through. Meliodas might get stunned up there, but they're not able to do too much with it. And there is some damage coming down onto this mid turret now. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know that I can say that, but I will tell you that is clever as hell. Arvid Weiss. Genius. I don't know if you work in advertising or not, but if you're not working in advertising, you are seriously underpaid. And Heinz trying to get a deep invade there, take the blue away, but it is going to be Adam Smasher and Nejlika that go ahead and step up and make sure that buff stays on their side. Hell yeah, dude, yeah. You're a genius. I wish I could say that, but I got to be a little bit more mindful of my audience. Meanwhile, set going into Small Wolfer. Good dash out of the Haymaker. Some damage coming down. Even Raperlo Gamer says, well played, sir, well played. Small Wolfer throwing out some autos here left and right. I have to admit, though, This is not how I thought this mid lane matchup was going to go. And I want to point out it is going to be Rift Herald going over to the side of Altera Abyss, as they are currently setting with the Rift Herald. We'll see where they decide to use it. They've got a lot of pressure across the map right now. Mid is wide open as far as that first turret goes. They may decide to use it bot. They may decide to use it top. We'll see what they do. They may want to get that second inhib in the mid lane just to break it open a little bit. We'll see. Graves and set. Again, there's that set just taking some extra damage, and the more that Graves scales, yeah, I can give you gold per lane. Just ask for it, absolutely. There we go. Rapurlo Gamer going on to Small Wolfer. The Haymaker lands, and that's a hell of a lot of damage coming on to Small Wolfer. Rapurlo Gamer saying, hey, remember when you missed it the first time? There it is again for you. By the way, if you're watching the stream in the chat, let me know if you want to see something like gold per lane. I'm happy to let you see it real quickly. Also, if I don't know the command, just tell me and I'll make sure that it works for you. We can also take out a look at items and different things like that. We've got a fight breaking out across the map, as it is going to be Tortorelli with the Ignite down, going to stay alive. Now Atom Smasher taking a lot of damage there. They're trying to lock it up. They're not going to be able to. Hines going in on Serdot. It's going to be Serdot that falls here. That's some damage coming down onto Rapurlo Gamer. Meanwhile, Tom Kinch putting damage down, and that's going to be the kill going over to Small Wolfer on Rapurlo Gamer as the Ignite, along with one tiny auto coming out of one of the Ghost Caster minions, is going to fall. Meanwhile, we will see Rift Herald used here in the mid as Karma is going to have to back. They're going to get pressure here coming out. Hines going to lock up the third Drake of the game. We've got a fight going on here under the blue turret. Nejlika just trying to clear out the wave and keep this Tom Kinch at bay, but not much they can do. They get another charge off on the Herald as they're able to knock in and knock down, knock on the door of that base mid turret. Oh no, Nejlika's out of position. She's going to get blown up. Meliodas in the area trying to lock her down. That's going to be the ult that goes over, and that's going to be Ashe that gets the kill. Well played coming out of the side of Altera Abyss as they are going to continue to march on. Meanwhile, Seraph in the area, locking down, gimme kill, gimme damage done. He tries to get out of there. He's going to take the knockup, but Set's going to be in the area now. That's going to be Rapurlo Gamer just trying to get in there and lock down Tortorelli. Unknown Winnable having to run away. Both of these guys on just a sliver of health. And that's going to be the kill going over for both of them. Diego locking up the Ashe and Set locking down the Siona. Locking down the Leona. 2-for-0 trade across the map. What a play. Very good re-engage coming out of the side of Ragnarok. Wolfer, meanwhile, dipping into the buffs. Going to go ahead and take away that red buff from the side of NSG. The stun comes through. Hines in the area. Rapurlo Gamer taking a lot of damage. He's able to get the stun. Teleport coming in now from the Gwen. We're going to see a 3v2 here. It's a 4v2. They're going all the way under. Nejlika wants to get the kill on the Hines. She's going to try and trade over. She's still got turret shots coming down. Rapurlo Gamer, Seraphine, they get the deal underneath. And this is going to be NSG coming back into the game. You know what? They earned it. This one's for you, Arvid. Stroke your cock to support Ragnarok. Take a piss to support Abyss. But it does look like NSG Ragnarok coming up with an answer. Only 6,000 gold down at this point. They are getting their way back into the game, though, as they start to stack up kills and turn this around. Their scaling increasing every second of the game. Cal Malmas saying that he is a big fan of NSG Ragnarok. And it's a good game so far. They're getting their kills back. Nejlika, Atom Smasher in the area, going to try and make something happen here. They're going in. The Ashe won't get caught. I do want to take this opportunity to say, if you have not done it yet, hit the follow button. I'd love to have you here more often. We do games like this almost every night of the week. Whether it's for Hextech Championship, it's a high-level scrim, or another org, you can check out games left and right. Tell them what it is, Arvid. All right, some damage coming down onto Small Wolfer from the bot lane duo out of the side of Ragnarok. Not too much is going to happen there. Raperlo Gamer going ahead and getting his roam on, making his presence known across this map. He's sitting at 5, 2, and 3. Very well played. Drake spawning in 145. I expect to see the side of Altera Abyss putting a lot of prio on this Drake. That being said, they might decide to go over to Baron and say, screw Drake, we'll take Baron and hit pressure with it while you guys get your first Drake of the game. So let's see how they decide to play this out. Pings coming out left and right from blue side. They want to go ahead and start at Baron because they know red side is going to be moving over to that Drake. Meliodas taking some damage. The stun lands. The root comes through. Poke out. There's Set. He gets the ult down. Meliodas getting locked up. The stun. The charm. Here's a hell of a lot of damage coming out. And it's going to be NSG Ragnarok getting a 3-for-0 trade. They are going to make things happen here in the mid lane. And now they've got all the pressure in the world to go ahead and start up Baron if they want to. Ragnarok is bringing the heat now. Here comes the knockup. Raperlo Gamer going in to give me damage. He gets spit out. Turret shots. He's trying to stay alive. There's another one coming. Knockup comes through. It doesn't connect. He's staying alive with the shield from his haymaker. Meanwhile, they're a little late to the roam, and it is going to be Set that falls. It turns out being a 3-for-1 trade across the map, but still really well played out of the side of Ragnarok. They're down only about 4,000 at this point. They're stopping the bleeding. They need to be in position to go ahead and get this Drake stacked up, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Meliodas gets a catch on Tortelli. Damage coming down. Hines going in for it, and that's going to be the kill. Karma's taken out of here. Adam Smasher getting chased down. Flash comes through. The root does not connect, and that could be the soul going over to the side of Altera just 22 minutes into this game. No steal going to happen here. That's going to be Soul Point at just 22.5 minutes over to the side of Altera as they start to stack up this lead again. It felt like NSG was back in it, clawing their way back in, getting some good kills, but not the best fight for them, and it goes south as they lose Mountain. Not where you want to be. And we'll do another quick state of the map check-in. Take a look at the gold if you're not doing so now. That way we can see this. Oh no! Raperlo Gamer getting caught out. The ult lands from the Leona. A lot of damage coming down from the Ashe. They're going to try and get out of there, but he's not able to go ahead and dash over, and it will be Set that falls in the mid lane. A lot of pressure now on the map as it's 5v4, and it looks like Altera is going to work their way over to the Baron. They're going to get it started. Ashe taking a couple shots, not worried. Volley Bear's in the area. Meliodas, meanwhile, going to go ahead and clear out some vision and then get over there as well. Blue side knows what's going on. They're starting to roam up. Gwen has TP here in just a second, and so she's going to go ahead and get over into the bot lane. The ult comes through. The stun lands. Knockup comes through. They're going to get caught out. Tortorelli falls. That's going to be the side of... That's going to be the side of Altera Abyss getting 2 more kills. Seraphine and Karma getting locked up there. Baron now getting melted down. Gwen and Diego not in the area. Can't do anything about it. And this could be Baron. It's a 7,000 gold game in favor of Altera Abyss. Take a piss to support Abyss. I'll be damned. They are going to win this thing very likely as they start to put the pressure on. That being said, NSG Ragnarok not out of it. Down a lot of kills, down some Drakes, down some turrets, down some gold, but they've shown they can get team fights going in their favor. They just need to pick them better and make it happen. They should have had all 5 committed to that fight and been in a little bit different position, but that's okay. I like that. Oofers, small woofer. I don't know why I'm saying woof and not wolf. It's very clearly woofers. But I kind of like woofers. Are we going to see a fight breaking out here in the jungle? Tom Kinch goes for the lick. He does connect with Adam Smasher. Nothing going to come of it. But now we have the side of Altera Abyss pushing in here. They've got Baron buff. They've got Prio. No other objectives. The only thing they can take is turrets, so they're going to do it. They're going to push in here. The lick comes through. Connects with to Seraphine. Meliodas in the area. Takes a little bit of poke there, but nothing too bad. As this game is nearing the end, or at least it feels that way, I could be wrong. Let me know who you think had MVP this game. We see the mid-turret fall, Inhib getting worked on. Meanwhile, this NSG Ragnarok team getting pushed off heavily here. Do you think MVP should go over to Heinz42 for his impressive ganks, his great KDA, and his objective taking? Not a single objective not secured. Do you think it should go to this Ashe 5, 2, and 6, setting on quite a few CS and doing all the work in these fights? Or Graves at 243 CS most in the game, 2, 3, and 5? Let me hear who you think should be MVP. And here's the side of Altera putting the pressure on this bot lane now. They might want to get a second inhib here. Set having to back. Viego having to back, seeing the pressure come back onto the lane. They want to put pressure down. They're going to get it. Nejlika trying to go for the engage. You're going to give Tom the MVP? Virgin in my 20s? I'm sorry, brother. We see Gimme Damage taking some poke here. The ult comes through. It's a 4-man ult. Tries to catch the E. The Paraffin comes through. There's the storm. Damage. Set gets on. It's going to be a swipe. It looks like it's going in favor of Ragnarok because they're able to lock up a 2 for 2. But it could be turned around. They have no more turret surprise. It's a 4 for 2. Tortorelli trying to get away. Now it looks like Heinz is going to hit the chase on. This could be all of it. That's the kit and caboodle as they get an ace. They've got super minions charging in already, and they're going to just start hitting the Nexus turrets. That's going to be one Nexus turret falling. They could be on the road to victory. Unless it takes them 20 seconds to do this, this is going to be Altera Abyss locking up the first game. They're working on the Nexus, and that's going to be the first game of the series going over to Altera Abyss. Very well played out of the side of Altera Abyss as they are going to get the first win in this series, and Ragnarok will take a loss. We're going to have the next game popping up here shortly. Before we do, let's go ahead and take a little peek at the post-game stats just to see how these teams did. And again, a little selfless promotion. If you haven't done it, hit the follow button. I'd love to have you here more often. We do have, look at that gold on Graves. He did have a good time in lane, but he did not do as well as I thought he would into the set. Overall, though, very well played out of both teams. Let's take a look at the damage chart real quickly. Look at that Graves. He was everywhere. We're going to go ahead and get into the second game. Please stay with us as we get loaded in. And again, thank you very much for tuning in to Charles Elroy presents the Hextech Championship. NSG Ragnarok versus Altera Abyss. All right, everybody, and we are getting into the pick phase right now. Altera going to be on the blue side. NSG Ragnarok going to be on the right side, on the red side. And we've got some interesting bands coming out. Vlad, Samira, and Olaf coming out from Altera. And then we've got the Tom Kench, the Twisted Fate, and the Ziggs coming out from the side of Ragnarok. Apparently they did not want another Tom Kench game. NSG going to lock in the Seraphine Karma again. They thought that went really well. I can't disagree. It did feel pretty good. Meanwhile, we've got the Zen Zhao locked in for the side of Altera Abyss. And we're going to see Nautilus locked in. I like the Nautilus pick. Pairs really well with several different champions. Let's see what they decide to lock in here for their third pick of this first half of the phase. It's going to be a Jinx that they're hovering. Are they going to lock it in? Because I love Jinx. I haven't seen a Jinx game in a minute. That's not true. I saw one last night. Aphelios. The final pick coming out of Altera for the first half of the phase is Aphelios. We'll see Aphelios, Nautilus, and then Zen Zhao in the jungle. For the side of NSG Ragnarok, we have Karma and Seraphine locked in. That's very likely going into the bot lane. We'll see what they decide to do here. It is going to be a Volibear again. Hines on the... I mean, not Hines. That's going to be Adam Smasher on the Volibear this game. Aurelia going to get taken out of the running. Interesting statistic, in the pro scene down in Brazil, Aurelia has an 0-7 win rate. She is 0% across the map since the rework. So even though she's strong in the solo queue and things of that nature, she is not doing well. We've got Silas going to get taken out. Still very strong, even though he had a nerf this last patch. And the final ban's going to come through. First, NSG Ragnarok going to look at their final ban here. Last game, they went ahead and took out the Tristana. And they're going to go with the Malphite this time. And now from the side of Altera Abyss, their final ban going to be coming through here any second now. And it will be casted and taken out. The final pick phase is going to get underway right now. We're going to start with NSG. And they're going to lock in the Lucian. I expect to see Lucian mid. And I love the pick. Altera going to go ahead and lock in their last two B4 and B5 picks real quickly. Mordekaiser hovered. Are we going to get to see Mordekaiser on this map? That's going to be the Mordekaiser locked in. The final pick very likely going to be the mid laner here. And Nikoshima, you're absolutely correct. The side of NSG Ragnarok has a lot of flexibility between where they want to put people. The Karma can go in a couple different spots. The Lucian can go in a couple different spots. They have a lot of flexibility in what they decide to do. Final pick coming in from Altera. They've got 1 second left, and they are going to lock in the Victor. The final pick going to come in from NSG Ragnarok. They're going to decide if they'll have to decide what they want to do. Do we want to do an ADC? Do they want to do a top laner? Do they want to do a jungler and put Volibear top? There's so much flexibility on this side of NSG Ragnarok. Who knows what's going to happen? And it is going to be a Wukong locked in, so he will be going top. Yeah, I was going to say, Nejlika's going on Lucian. That would be fun to see. But I do think it is going to be Nejlika on the Wukong. All right, and they are going to go ahead and get loaded into this client draft. Let me go ahead and do this real quickly because I know somebody said I spelled it wrong. There you go. Just because somebody pointed out I spelled it wrong, I appreciate that. And they're going to go ahead and get loaded in. Give me a second while we get this last little bit loaded up, and we'll get into the final game here of the series. Again, I do want to throw this out there. Thank you to Hextech Championship for allowing me to cast the game and for putting on such an amazing organization between all these teams. They are great games. They are a great organization. Hextech Championships, if you haven't looked them up yet, do it. Follow them on social. They're great. Also, my thank you to Altera, Abyss, and NSG Ragnarok for putting on such a great game, for such a great series, these two games. I'm excited to see how this last one turns out, but I do want to say thank you to both those organizations as well for turning out and putting on such a great series and for having such wonderful fans. Thank you very much, everybody. Take a piss to support Abyss and stroke your you-know-what to support Ragnarok. I love the chants coming out of these two teams. You guys make it interesting. I love chatting with you. I'm Charles Elroy. I'm here almost every night of the week doing casting on some level. That's very sweet of you, Laris. I'm here doing casting almost every day of the week for either NA or EUW. There are a couple different organizations I also cast. You can always check out my schedule and see where I'll be at. But again, if you'd like to see more content like this, you can always hit the follow button. It would be greatly appreciated. You can also subscribe as well, and all that jazz. Either way, we're going to go ahead and get these last couple picks in, and we'll get to see where everybody goes. Not that we're too confused. We should see Lucian here. We could see Karma, but we should see Lucian. Could see Seraphine, but we should see Lucian. This is taking longer to lock in than I thought it would. There we go. Okay. Lars, LOL, you're so sweet. Hearts to you as well. The final band's going to come through. Let's take a look at everything. Xin Zhao really strong right now. I'm excited to see how Xin Zhao plays into the Volibear this game. Viego, Atom Smasher on Viego had a little bit of a hard time kind of matching the Volibear. The Volibear seemed to be everywhere during that last game. So I do want to see how the Xin Zhao goes into Volibear this time. I like the Mordekaiser into the Wukong. I think that's going to be fine, but I think Wukong is going to be pretty aggressive. His ult is nothing to be trifled with, but Mordekaiser's ult is huge in the team fights. So we'll have to see how that plays out and who gets stronger quickest. Lucian into Victor, I think that's going to be a relatively even matchup. Victor has a lot of zoning, a good amount of poke and distance, but Lucian can also lay some heat down. Nice little flex over to the Ashcon. Aphelios going to get locked in, Seraphine, Nautilus, and there's the Karma. So this is our team. We have the side of Altera Abyss on Mordekaiser Xin Zhao, Victor, Aphelios, and Nautilus. We have the side of NSG Ragnarok on Wukong, Volibear, Lucian, Seraphine, and Karma. If you're in the chat, there's about 30 of you in here, so I expect some responses real fast. Let me know who you think is going to win this game. Do I have some Go Abyss, or do I have some Go Ragnarok? Let me hear you in the chat. Cheval, we'll have to find out. This could be the best Victor in EUW. Small Wolf are going to go ahead and bust it out. We'll see what happens. Turkey Fingers on Drugs giving me shout-outs for Abyss. Loris joining the Ragnarok chant. I love it. You guys crack me up. All right, guys, we've got a fun series about ready to finish up here. The last game went over to Altera Abyss as they were able to lock up the win over NSG Ragnarok. In this second game, we see Altera Abyss, a little bit different comp across the board, but NSG Ragnarok going for some of the same. We'll have to see how it plays out in whose favor, but I'm really excited for this last match. We got some people saying Ragnarok going to demolish them. Blue side has a better chance of winning. That would be the side of Altera Abyss. I love to see the support coming out for the different teams. Nikushimi, you brought up a really good point earlier. I forgot to comment on it. You said had that last fight and the last game had a little bit different gold, it would have gone differently. Blue had a beautiful setup in that fight. I really think they had a chance to turn that around and win it if that had been just played a little bit differently, maybe a little slower. But yeah, it was a really good fight. They were doing pretty well there for a moment, but then they just kind of got swept there. So we'll have to see how this game goes if they're able to play around it a little bit better. Reminded me of some of the Seraphine's plays that we saw last night with the NA game that I was casting. All right, everybody, we're about ready to get loaded into the game. Please stay tuned as we get this final game in the series underway. I'm Charles Elroy presenting the Hextech Championships game, NSG Ragnarok versus Altera Abyss. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right, we've got the Ignite on the Nautilus, the Exhaust on the Karma, and the Aphelios. Heal coming out for Seraphine. Teleport on all of our solo laners, so nothing too crazy going on this game. Let's get everything pulled up. We don't want to see the time controls, don't want to give away anything too early. The side of Altera Abyss is going to be on blue, NSG Ragnarok going to be on red, and these teams are taking to the rift. We've got Volibear with the Chilling Smite. We have Zenzao with the Challenging Smite. And we have the side of Altera Abyss looking like they're going for a relatively sneaky little play here. They might try and make something happen here in the bot lane. They drop some vision, and they might make the move. They've got the Nautilus for the invade. Why not? They're not going to make the move. They're all just going to stack up and try to delay the invade that would never came.
Minions have spawned.
Minions have spawned, in case you can't hear the game but me. Haha. Anyways. Oh. Let's see what's going on here. We have some connectivity issues. Please bear with us as we work through this. Again, we appreciate your patience. While we have a little delay, again, another quick shout out. Thank you to Hextech Championships. Can't say that enough. Go ahead and look them up on social media if you're not already. Also, shout out to Charles Elroy. Look them up on social media if you haven't already. Go ahead and hit the follow button, and that would be greatly appreciated. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and wait for this pause to end. Remember, there will be a small freeze in the gameplay after everything because that's just the way the game works. So bear with us as we go through that. But in the meantime, I love to see that we've got so many Abyss fans in here. We've got so many Ragnarok fans here. We've got a lot of EU folks. We've even got Dude Man and Blister hopping in here. What a day in the chat. Let's take a look and see. What was that? You said you want background music? Seraphine Karma in the bot lane. Like, in theory, on paper, I think it looks good. You've got poke, you've got a lot of sustain, but I think into like an Aphelios, you just don't have the same level of tankiness. You don't have the same level of engage. You don't have the same level of DPS coming out. So I don't know that they're going to be able to hang around. Turkey Fingers on Drugs, what games do you normally watch? And thank you very much for tuning in to League of Legends. I appreciate that. What games do you normally play then? Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Cheville. I appreciate that. I agree. It does mean a lot of utility, but it's going to be hard for them to get... yeah, it forces them to go heavy AD, number one, and number two, you don't have a whole lot. You have to wait for team fights to really have an impact. Here's the freeze, by the way, that I was talking about, so bear with me here. Okay. Those are some cool games. I like it. I like it. All right, and we have these junglers. It looks like Volibear is going to start on the top of red, and it's going to be the Xin Zhao starting on the bot side. So we don't expect to see them run into each other anytime soon. They shouldn't fight over scuttles or anything, but we'll have to see. And you were asking about Nikashimi, how this Karma Seraphine lane is going to work out. Look at the poke coming down. They are going to go ahead and land a little bit here and there on them. We've got a good little setup going. I want to see how this Lucian goes into the Victor. If he's able to put the pressure on or if he gets poked out a little bit. The hook lands. It is going to be Karma that gets caught out. The poke comes through from Seraphine, but nothing much going to come of it. And that is still a nice little aggressive play from the Nautilus. Let him know he's there and his hooks will do damage. Now we've got Nejlika taking some damage. The passive proc on the Mordekaiser, the last thing you want to happen if you're going into a fight with them. All right, now we see that this is going to be a little fight breaking out. Some damage coming down onto this bot lane duo out of the side of NSG Ragnarok, but they're still going to live through it. I agree. Completely agree. I think they're going to be able to make that combo work a little bit better with Aphelios and Nautilus. Just too much squishiness, not enough peel for those two. This isn't like, oh, there's going to be the W landing. The flash comes out of Rapurlo Gamer. He's trying to get away, but it is going to be First Blood going over to Xin Zhao. Hines, 42, gets First Blood 2 games in a row. What a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, I think they're trying to... Remember when, like, Taric Sona was a thing in the bot lane because of how much sustain and utility they offered in the team fights, and they would just be a little bit behind? I think that's what they're going for here with the Karma Seraphine, is that same kind of, like, team fight utility-based setup. I just don't think that it works out nearly as well as the side of, like, Sona Taric did. So I don't know. Like, it still has a presence. You feel it, but it's not the same. He did get caught out there a little bit. Even used his flash and still fell. That feels bad. Sometimes you just got to read it and say that sucks, but oh well. Look at this Aphelios up about a wave over this bot side too from the side of NSG Ragnarok. Meanwhile, everything relatively equal in the mid lane, the top lane, and in the jungle. Oh yeah, I mean, they have a lot of utility for those fights, don't get me wrong. The shields, the heals, the movement speeds, all that is going to come through. The only problem is, if you don't have the DPS throughout the rest of the members to follow up on that, so if that you're relying a lot on Lucian and Wukong to get big here and make things happen. Whereas on the flip side, you have a little bit more flexibility. Like if Mordekaiser doesn't do well in lane or Victor doesn't do well in lane, you've still got the Aphelios who can help carry that. Your carries are going to have to be solo laners. Exactly. So here comes Atom Smasher going in for the gank on. Give me damage, some damage coming down. He's able to proc his shield, the passive going down. Najlika trying to figure out what's going on, but that's going to be Mordekaiser getting the kill on Atom Smasher. And Atom Smasher flashed over to try and make something happen there, but it does not work. Volibear does seem a little meat shieldy, but they need to have a meat shield with that team comp. There goes the ult. Give me damage, laying it down. There's the calling coming out of Lucian, and he's going to be able to lock up the kill in the Death Realm on Mordekaiser. Somebody was just talking about Lucian melting people down, and there you go. Order of 1 melted. Well done. No, but you bring up a really good point. I think that if Lucian is able to keep this pace, do well here, get some kills, get a nice little lead, they're certainly going to have some DPS throughout the game. That being said, if Lucian gets heavily countered here, if he gets ganked and set back to any, then it's going to be really hard for the side of NSG Ragnarok to find a solid DPS. Because everybody else, you know, Wukong, melee, Volibear, melee, Seraphine, Karma, both going to go Moonstone Renewer or something like that. They're not going to go into any damage. Now, if Seraphine went something like Leandries and then Demonic Embrace with like Oblivion Orb, I would feel that a little bit more, but I don't think that's going to happen. No, Aurelia did get banned out this game. She was the 4th ban coming out of NSG Ragnarok. And let's do a quick state of the map check-in just so we can see where the gold lies. We've got quite a bit over on the Mordekaiser, quite a bit over on the Zinzal, everything even in the mid lane, and everything even in the bot lane. So nothing too crazy going on. It is the top half of the map for the side of Altera Abyss that's doing a little bit better, where Perlo Gamer with a nice little sidestep there says, "Try and catch me, boy." Here goes Tortorelli. He's going in, trying to get the stun. The hook lands, and it's not going to pull through. Nautilus is able to get away there. They almost had a nice little pick. And here comes the Lucian, dealing some damage. Still about 10 CS behind. Not where he wants to be right now, but he does have a kill, so it's going to be okay. Nice little flash out of Seraphine to stay alive there, as the hook would have connected for sure, and we would have seen Seraphine fall. But she is able to get away from it and continue just CS. Volibear in the area. The Cloud Drake is up. We see some damage coming on to Tortorelli. He's trying to get the stun. The root comes through. It is going to be a charm that lands. Meanwhile, Meliodas trying to follow up. Here comes Atom Smasher. We'll see if anything happens. He does not get the root. As a matter of fact, he gets rooted, and Meliodas has to flash away to get out of the root from Seraphine. So we've got lots of abilities getting blown there. Summoner spells left and right. Nothing going to connect with them, and they're going to get right back into farming here. So we've got a debate going on in the chat. Basically, one side is that Lucian has no range and will get one shot later on in the game, while the other side is that with the utility out of Karma and Seraphine, that will give him some longevity as the team fights go to break on. I'd love to hear the rest of your thoughts as we get in here. This Mordekaiser is up a solid 30. Ooh, excuse me. That Mordekaiser is up 30 CS. Here's Hines. They're going for the tower dive. Wukong able to get the knockup, and he is still going to fall. Turret shots coming down onto Hines 42. He will barely survive, and that's going to be a successful gank. Look at the Xin Zhao now. We got a fight going on. Raperlo Gamer having to flash away. Uses the calling to get away. The ult coming down on him from Victor, but it will not connect. He's going to be able to live. All right, we see Wukong teleporting back down, trying to get some presence here and make sure that this mid-wave does not crash and we do not lose any turrets there. Really well played from the Wukong to match down while the Volibear stayed top. Gotta love that team communication. "11 minutes in, and we've already got about a 3,000 gold lead over the side of Altera Abyss, as this top half of the map is getting kills left and right. Meanwhile, the bot lane going relatively even. You got a little bit more gold to the side of Altera Abyss just because of the Nautilus. Give me damage, going to miss with the pull there. And Nautilus going ahead and hitting his support item now. We've got a fight breaking out down here in the bot lane. There comes the root onto Meliodas. Nothing going to come of it, though. Very good engage, disengage coming out of this root from the side of Tortorelli, as they're able to use that root as a way to both engage and disengage. Like, hey, we're going to lock you up if you come in, and then you're going to be a sitting duck. You might as well back off. And it has been working pretty well so far. Lucian dashing over into the Dragon Pit, trying to stay alive. Again, we're 12 minutes in, and no Drake has been taken at any point. We've got 4 members in the side of NSG here, and they look like they want to get this Drake started up soon, but it is going to be the side of Altera that gets the drop and starts putting pressure. I've got lots of chance. Take a piss to support Abyss. Neshlika taking a little bit of damage. That passive on the Mordekaiser is rough. The root comes through, and it's going to be Raperlo Gamer. He's very likely going to fall here, and it will be Small Woofer that is able to lock up the kill on Lucian using his ult and a little bit of assist from Meliodas. All right, and we still see Neshlika trying to make things happen under turret, but he is just losing turret plate after turret plate. I agree. I do not think the side of NSG has a good damage base. Maybe once they get scaled up a little bit, it'll be different, but we're just not there yet, so who knows where it'll go. The hook lands. Raperlo Gamer getting cut out again. That's going to put him at 1 and 3 for the game. Even Karma in the area could not keep him alive. And they are doing a lot to focus down on this Lucian. It's like they're listening to the game. They're just having a really rough time. Get that Lucian to a point that he can be effective. Hook comes through. Volibear going to get stunned and rooted. Now you've got Neshlika in the area. But here comes Hines. They're going to set up for a dive. All right, Adam Smasher getting locked up here. Meliodas, Hines, and Gimme Damage in the area. He has to ult just to try and get away. The Ignite comes down, and it's going to be the Wukong that eats the hook. However, that's a double kill going over to Gimme Damage as he's able to lock up both the Wukong and the Volley Bear with a quick swipe of the hammer. Big damage indeed, Turkey Fingers. And there's first turret going over to the side of blue as well. This game is already a 7,000 gold game at 15 minutes. Charm comes through, the root, turret shots left and right. He's trying to lock her up. The ult comes through on Aphelios. The heals, not afraid of anything. Altera looking very big. That's going to be another kill going over to Small Woofer as he's able to lock up on Raperlo Gamer. Beautiful play out of Victor, and that's going to be another kill in the mid lane. Poor Lucian, 1 and 4. They have been looking at him this whole game saying, hey, we know where the damage is. Let's make it go away. And we've got ourselves a game. Victor has his ult up, Mordekaiser his ult, and Xin Zhao, the top side, is all ready to go for a fight if it breaks out. Rift Herald has gone over to the side of Altera Abyss, and it is on the Mordekaiser. Expect to see that used top and escorted in. Drake going to be joining us in a minute and a half. It's going to be an Infernal Drake, which means we'll get to see a mountain or a mountain or an ocean soul. Sometimes you don't know you're dead until it's too late. That's Rift Herald going into the top lane, knocking it down, and there is all the pressure in the world coming out of the side of Altera Abyss across the map. They have the mid tier 1 turret, they've got the top tier 1 turret, and they are working on that bot tier 1 turret. They're going to get a second charge off here, very likely. Wukong in the area trying to stop it. But no, Mordekaiser is going to say, you let my people go. Yes, I hear you. Sometimes it's hard to tell. And there goes Mordekaiser taking Adam Smasher into the Death Realm, trying to follow it up. The passive proc. Damage coming through. Adam Smasher trying to stay alive. It's 4v1 though. Mordekaiser in a bit of a position. Give me damage, thinking he's a little bit bigger than he is. He's only to buy some time. Now Meliodas in the area. He's not going to die. He's going to eat the entire calling, and he's still going to smash on Raperlo Gamer. That's going to be 2 kills going over the side of Altera Abyss. That's now a 3rd kill. Watch out, Serdot going to fall here. Hines 42 locking up, and that's 4 kills. Karma just trying to stay alive. You missed a huge play coming out of the side of Altera Abyss, Nikushimi. They were able to get a fight going up at the top side. Use Rift Herald. They took it down the outer tier 1 turret. They started marching on to the tier 2 turret. Wukong was in the area. He tried to match. He wasn't able to. Mordekaiser found himself in a 4v1. He came out of the Death Realm still alive, but got poked down. Then Nautilus and everybody else joined the fight, and they were able to change it. The tide went south quickly, and it was a 4-for-0 trade in favor of Altera Abyss. Drake going over to Xin Zhao, and we're going to get to see an Ocean Soul on the map. That means there is a lot of bushes for people to hide in. Be scared when you walk in your own jungle, guys. Altera Abyss is definitely looking like they've got this game in the bag. They've got over a 10,000 gold lead at 18 minutes in. That's like 3 components across the map at this point. You notice that real quickly. They've got 2 Drakes. They've got 4 turrets, a Partridge and a Pear Tree to boot. They're in a good position to win here. Turkey Fingers trying to match Avid as he is saying, Abyss got this, and take a piss to support Abyss. Do you work in marketing too? Do you know who Avid is? Avid Wheezy? These guys got rhymes for days. They're spitting bars in the chat how to support their teams. The hook lands on Lucian. He's going to get caught out again. This could be his 6th death of the game. He gets rooted again. More damage coming through. But it is going to be the charm that locks out. That's going to be Nautilus falling down here. It could be the side of NSG that finds themselves in a winnable position. They're trying to lock it up. They're not able to. Nejlika, Seradot taking some damage. That's a 3-man fall. It's a 3-for-1 trade. As Altera Abyss is going to chase down a Perlo Gamer. The W misses. Hines is going to keep on chasing it down. That's going to be Perlo Gamer, and it's a 4-for-1 trade. Karma, again, the only person alive on the map. So there's not much she can do, and it could be Baron going over to the side of Altera Abyss. It's a 13,000 gold difference at just 20 minutes into the game. And that is going to be the Baron buff falling over to the side of Altera Abyss. They now find themselves with about a 15,000 gold lead at just 20 minutes in. Baron killed before it was even a minute old. It hadn't even had a birthday, and they took it off the map. They now find themselves in a dominant position. They've knocked down 4 turrets. They've got 2 Drakes. Another one spawning here in 2 minutes. There's a lot you can do in 2 minutes. All right. Lucian trying to step up against Gimme Damage. Has to dash away. He gets pulled in. He gets smacked. The passive is passed. He tries to lock up the kill. The calling comes down. Atom Smasher in the area. Gimme Damage going to answer back. He's not scared. His passive is now procced. He's doing some damage. Atom Smasher can't stay alive. The pull comes through. He's going in on a Perlo Gamer. The hook might land. Nautilus is not able to even try and get the assist. The charm comes through. It's going to be the side of the Philios that falls now. 1 for 2 across the map. The hook comes through. It is going to be Seraphine getting caught out. There comes the slow, and there comes the poke. It will be the bot side tier 2 turret falling. Hey, Nikushimi, I love to hear it. Let's go, Ragnarok.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
16,000 gold, 22 minutes in. Karma out of position, getting blown up. There comes the stun, though. This could be Hines getting his day. He's going to do it. He's going to try and survive. He's got help. Mordekaiser's in the area. He's still alive. They're turning it around. He is not dead yet. Hines is just now falling. It turns out to be a 3-for-1 trade, and they're able to get kill after kill. Altera, 3-for-1. It does not matter here. 4-for-1. Seraphine, the only one alive, as it will be the side of Altera Abyss walking on down to that Drake. They're going to lock up their 3rd one, get soul point, and they might try an end here. It's another 10, 12 seconds. They've got time to get the inhib here. And that is going to be a big shift in the game. Now a 17,000 point lead in favor of Altera Abyss. Talk to me. If you're on NSG Ragnarok, what is your win condition? You're down 17,000 or so gold. You're down 19 kills, 3 Drakes. What do you do to try and win this? Not that Wukong will fall here. Now Lucian almost getting engaged upon. The pressure coming in from both the top and the bot side as they keep pressing these waves in. If you're in the chat, what do you do if you're Ragnarok? Give me some ideas. How do you stay alive and try and win this? The bot side base turret falling here. Damage coming down onto it, and it is going to fall. You've got the charm that comes out. It hits 3 people. The stun comes through. The calling, and that's a Philios down. Now Heinz 42 getting engaged on. The teleport coming through. It gets canceled. There knows. No, that's Victor. He's in the area now. You've got a 2-for-2 trade across the map. This could be a fight. Atom Smasher falling. This is going to be Sarah also taking some damage. Almost falling. There's going to be the other kill. They lock up the turret here now. It is a 3v2 on the map, and it's the side of Altera Abyss with the advantage. They are marching on down. That's the inhib in the bot lane. They're not going to go for the end here. They're going to try and triple inhib them and give themselves as good of a position as possible to get the dub. They've still got 10 seconds till Seraphine's up. They might be able to do it. We've got Baron joining the map in less than a minute. I expect the blue side to reset and put themselves in position to lock it up again and make a push to win. All right, unknowable, winnable. Going ahead and taking some damage there. Both teams heading down to the Baron. It looks like they want to have a fight. I think this could be the game here, folks. If Altera gets it. If not, it could be dragging out a bit longer. Let's see, Meliodas. Give me damage in the area. Baron is getting worked on now. You've got some poke coming down from Tortorelli. That's the pull. It doesn't connect. It is going to be red side having to back off here, though. Now you've got more members from the side of Altera Abyss as they continue to work on Baron. It's over half dead already. They are going to melt this thing down. You've got some members. There comes the stun. Give me damage in the area. Getting damaged. Here comes Volibear. He's trying to decide when the right time is. He's going to go in, and it is going to be the blue team that is able to lock it up still. That is Zenzel. Now you've got 4 members dying, and that's a team ace. Altera Abyss is able to lock up all 5 kills on the side of NSG Ragnarok. They got the Baron. They've got the gold. They've got the Drakes and everything they want. They're going to go ahead and end the game right here. That's the FF coming through. GG's. That's going to be Altera Abyss, 2-0 in the series. Very well played out of both games, both teams. Again, before everybody leaves, I do want to say thank you to both Altera Abyss and NSG Ragnarok. Appreciate you guys letting me stream your game today. Thank you to Hextech Championships for allowing me to go ahead and stream these games. I want to say thank you to everybody that was active in the chat. I love talking with you guys. You guys make it very fun and interesting. Please come back. If you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button, hit the notification button. We're going to go live almost every day, so you can come here and check us out. You can also check more of the EUW Hextech Championship games coming up here as well. Let's do a quick post-game breakdown. Look at that Victor. Whoever said that he's going to be the win condition was absolutely correct. Oh my goodness, so many follows. Thank you very much, Universal Owl, Professor Geek, Small Wolves, and Winnable. I appreciate that. Let's take a look at the damage chart. Victor doing some damage. 22,000, followed by the Mordekaiser, who was a threat in his own respect. Very well played. I do, again, can't say thank you enough to the side of NSG Ragnarok, Altera Abyss. Very good games. Don't want to say I told you so, but Very good games. Altera, Abyss, great job. MVP for the game. I gotta give it to Heinz42. The dude was everywhere making plays. For the whole series, he's the MVP. For the game, it definitely goes to Small Woofer. Very good plays, very good team fighting. Great job, Altera, Abyss. And also very good job out of NSG Ragnarok. They never gave up. They put up good fights. There were several times that they had awesome fights. They just didn't have the gold lead to help compare the fights, and so it just went south for them. All in all, though, great series. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Charles Elroy, and as I say, I'll do the casting. You guys just enjoy the show. Thanks for tuning in.